You can't believe everything you read, but you can believe Wake Up Tucson. Morning 6 to 8 on AM 1030 KVOI, The Voice.
736, Joe and Chris, Wake Up Tucson. Let's go right to the phones. We have Senator John McCain calling in from Washington, D.C. Good morning, Senator. How are you doing?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Not too bad. Last time we saw you, you had a Frankie's cheesesteak in your hand walking out of here. So,
and it's a good cheesesteak, too.
You are correct. Hey, real quick, let's get into, of course, it's all about budget as we move through here. And I know the Prez released, so many trillion, but it's like over 20 years of cuts. When do we start getting serious about, one, real cuts in relation to the size of government, and then when do we actually try to get a little brave because we know the demagoguery that happens when you mess with Medicare and Social Security?
Well, first of all, the president can't be serious. I think that what he's betting on is that some of these cuts will arouse people that are affected by them and therefore, gain him support. I don't agree with that. I think most Americans appreciate that this debt and deficit is taking our children's futures away from them. And it is time we got serious about reform of Social Security and Medicare. As you know, what we're talking about, these cuts only are 12 to 15% of the budget, and so let's look at the other parts of it, which are Social Security and Medicare. And so we got to step forward and say, look, we got to fix it. The easiest to fix, when I say the easiest, because it's it's pretty simple, is Social Security. We all know what the solutions are. Only people aren't willing to step forward and say we got to do this. But
politically unpopular. Speaker Boehner was on yesterday.
But it's politically unpopular. But I think the American people are smarter and more sophisticated than we give them credit for. They realize that we've got to fix Social Security and Medicare. They're not. One trait I've found over the years, especially in the bubble in Washington, D.C., is politicians don't give the American people credit for the intelligence they have.
Well, is it a simple thing of saying, like, everyone that's under 50, you get to retire at 67 to start collecting Social Security? Is that one of the...
increase for example, increase the age eligibility for Social Security by a month every year or so. I mean, lift the cap. Right now there's only a certain level of income that you pay into Social Security. Then after that, you don't have to. It's not taxed. There's a number of things that you could do that are pretty simple, that could be gradual, which then would keep the system from going bankrupt, which basically it already is, because we've already spent the money that is in the Social Security Trust Fund. It's a Ponzi scheme that Bernie Madoff would be proud of.
Yeah, what happened to the lockbox, like Al Gore used to say?
Well, we keep people like us keep pushing it, but they are funding the functions of government with people's Social Security. So, putting in there an IOU, which is perfectly good.
Well, we saw the demagoguery of Social Security just in this last race. And that's what it seemed like. If you were a Democrat running for re-election or election, this is one of the few things you had in your quiver to use. I mean, we saw it in the CD8 race here all the time.
Mm-hmm. All over the country. This was the state of marching orders.
The Giffords campaign attacked Kelly ceaselessly on that issue. But and again, nothing is without risk. But one of the reasons why I think the approval rating of Congress is as low as it is because we're not willing to take the tough decisions. And so, anyway, it's our kids and our grandkids, but also this debt and deficit is huge.